Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today to unpack this slew of information that we got from the Marvel Strike Force blog post. But more importantly, I want to walk you guys through, and break it down how you will be able to unlock Old Man Logan with the trials now being revised. And now, as we suspected earlier on, is that the leaderboard is removed to make it even easier for folks to actually unlock Old Man Logan in this second time around. And it could very well signal that, his trial event could very well be added permanently following this, as we saw from the Green Goblin Classics event. So if the trend holds true, I suspect that this may be a similar kind of leaderboard style, a similar kind of milestone setup of what we've seen with the previous trial events and as well as the Legendary Horseman. So they've already given you a nice chart on the Marvel Strike Force blog post, but I revised it a bit because I like to simplify it, and also I like to point out the information that's going to be relevant for you folks, right? At the end of the day, us as players, the biggest question we have is how to unlock Old Man Logan. There's a lot of information in that chart that's not really necessary. So in this revised one, I did break down here in summary how you're going to be able to unlock Old Man Logan in some several ways, but as well as outlining, where you're going to be achieving certain levels for him, so that way definitively how high you're going to be needing to build out of time, and as well as Cabal. And don't forget, you also need to include Emma and Loki into that mix. But to be honest, I wouldn't recommend building up those two lesser tunes because they're really only needed for the one node to essentially sponge or take an attack, and you don't even need them in the final node. So let me walk you guys through it. Far left, we obviously have the difficulty that you're going to need to set the trial event at. If you recall, these Scourge events or trials are typically based on points being run on a certain difficulty level. So this difficulty level is going to determine, ultimately what gear tier level your required team is going to need to be. On top of that, as well as there's an added component now with Stargating that there's certain star levels that your Out of Time and Cabal need to be at in order to participate in those certain difficulty levels. So for example, as you see kind of in the green here, difficulty 8 to 10, because there's no required team star levels, you can actually bring in your Cabal and Out of Time at any star level, and you'll be able to participate in those three difficulties. However, you'll see that with the Logan rewards to the right, you're going to be achieving only 4 stars of Old Man Logan and 2 red maximally up to difficulty 10. It's at that point that you do need higher star levels on both those teams at difficulty 11 and 12. In the orange there, and that's why you do need to build them up higher. As you can see, that my recommendation personally is going to be gear tier 16 for both those teams, and hitting a 3.3 million range to 4.7 is going to ultimately get you the 5 stars of Old Man Logan and the 3 red. This is probably where a lot of players will land, assuming you don't have higher stars than that. Many folks are trying to get to the 7 stars right now, so I do recommend, if you guys haven't already, now that we've seen actually Leader getting added into Spotlight Raid Orbs, that's an opportunity to take advantage of. Iron Patriot 10 shards are available now in War Store, so there's definitely some ways to farm them now, as well as Out of Time actually being farmable for quite some time now. But guys, that's why it's very important to understand how this unlock works, because if you don't have these characters at certain levels, you're not going to be able to achieve these certain score. Continue on where we left off there, then difficulty 13 and 14. I would personally, this is uncharted territory for me, by the way. I haven't, my Logan's only at 4 stars, so this is going to be all new for me, but I am going to plan, I'm farming as much as I can right now to get them to 7 stars, but difficulty 13, 14, I think is going to require gear tier 17 on both teams, with the exception of Emma and Loki. Like I said, I'm probably just going to leave them at gear tier 14 or 15, but you're going to need 6 stars on all your team required tunes, as well as hitting 6.7 million for the 6 stars, or even higher, the 9.5 million to achieve the 4 red on Old Man Logan. I also want to point out, this is going to be the highest red that you can actually achieve for Old Man Logan free to play from this event, as that's where they're kind of gating us, right? 7 yellow, 4 red. The rest has to be done from the Elite Store once his addition has been made officially in the game. And then last but not least, guys, this is going to be the pinnacle, which is difficulty 15. I suspect that both teams will probably need to be around that gear tier 18 range. You need 7 stars on both Out of Time and Cabal. And again, forget about Emma and Loki. They're just going to be there for essentially entertainment purposes. But you need to hit 13.5 million to finally give yourself the 7 stars. And that is pretty much the entirety of the event. Now, what I've decided to add as well is, in case you guys aren't aware, and I also have a video on this, a guide made from the first time that this event was run, is that you can actually run difficulty 15 with a gear tier 15 to 16 of Spider Society as the alternate team. If you finish the first node, it's going to get you close to 1.6 million plus points. That will give you the 4 stars of Old Man Logan and potentially a 1 to 2 red, depending on where your points ended being up. For sure, a 1 red. It's just whether or not you were able to push it all the way to 2.3. I think it's kind of hard, even with all the scourges or packs activated. So just food for thought. But yeah, that in essence is, in a nutshell, guys, how to unlock Old Man Logan. With all the different team levels and difficulties that we have placed there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully it helps you guys understand what you need to be investing in for your required team levels. And at the end of the day, this is going to help you guys guarantee the unlock. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.